What do you say? How do you say? I am blessed to see another day. We are here today for another episode of the Razor Sharp podcast, and I go by the name of Terror the Barber.
My name is Swole the Bartiste.
His name is Swole the Bartiste,
The Bartiste.
and we are here today on this episode to talk about yesterday's price is not today's price. Yes, we're gonna get into it. If you don't know that I'm saying that was said by
You know what I'm saying?
your boy Fat Joe, Bronx native, and that statement is definitely true. So we're gonna get into why we came up with the topic of yesterday's price is not today's price, and I'm gonna let you start with it, my boy. What's your opinion on it?
So you want me to start it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So now it's the student becomes the teacher.
Well, we're gonna
That's
go
what
back.
we doing?
We're gonna go back and forth from time to time.
All right, cool.
You know
cool,
what I'm saying?
Cool. Listen, man. Why do people think that haircut should be $5-10 still?
Who the fuck think that?
There's a lot of people that think that.
That nigga head. First of all,
They think we should go, bro. I had somebody sit in my chair and they'd be like, man, when are we gonna go back to the $5 haircuts, $10 haircuts?
you could go to a $4, $10 haircut if you want.
Where?
Not here in the barbershop.
Exactly.
So let's get into why yesterday's price is not today's price. I'm coming off of 10 years in the barber industry, and when I first started off cutting hair in a professional setting as a barbershop, adult haircut prices was $15 to $20.
Facts.
It was $15. It was $15 for just a regular haircut without no facial hair, going anywhere from $20 to $25, depending on if it's a mustache goatee or if it's a full beard.
Cool.
So, mind you, this is back in 2011. The cost of living has totally changed.
Totally.
But the prices of barbering really shot up during the pandemic.
Facts.
Before that, average price, national haircut price across the United States was $35.
Probably about 35.
And that's probably like 2018.
Facts.
Now we're looking at prices is $50 start.
About starting.
Average prices is $50 starting. So why is it that the prices of haircuts went up?
Well, people gotta understand too. And this is just my opinion. Maybe I could be wrong. But to me, you gotta pay homage to the OGs. So when I go back to when I was little, like $5 this, $8. You know what I'm saying? But the skill level for people have grown. The economy is different. The price of rent is going up, gas, food, all of these things. And I think consumers fail to realize that we are barbers. We are regular people. We have families still. We have mortgages. We have car notes. We have everything still. So why would you think because the economy is getting expensive, it's getting expensive for us too?
Absolutely.
Because we're still expensive, but you guys want all of this enhancements. You want the celebrity looks. You want the fads, is what we're gonna call it. You want the fads. Those people, do you know how much an average celebrity pays for their haircuts?
No,
Bro,
how much?
I looked up, like 2 Chainz. I looked up, and I thought he was saying it just to say it in the song, but he really does get $100 for a lineup.
Okay.
It's celebrities that pay their barbers. Like I have one barber. Shout out to Chris the barber.
Chris.
He's really one of the main ones, if not the main one, that got me thinking about being a barber and made me go to my first barber school. And he was cutting. He got homeboys that play on the Titans, the Suns, and stuff. And them dudes was paying him like $1,500 on top of buying his plane tickets and stuff to come out. Even when they were in town, they would still give him $1,000 here and $1,000 there. So you want to look like Kyle Murray, you want to look like Travis Kelce and all of these stuff, but you don't want to pay their prices. But at the same time, I think people fail to realize, and I salute the newer generation because
That's his generation.
facts. The design game has taken off. The enhancement, the coloring. People are so talented from what they were back then.
Well, okay, let me stop you at that because what we see now is that now everything's under the microscope. because me coming into the barber industry, I was going to all of these barber shows. You know, when you go to hair shows, you go to barber shows, you get to meet a lot of people from all over,
yeah.
not just in your neck of the woods. So me, going to different hair shows, I was able to meet these barbers that's now really showing things like the barbers that really put a pin on a map is like Rob the Original. You know what I'm saying? He was really known for his portraits.
Facts.
Then you got like Jay Valentine, Jay Valentine that was doing a lot of hair color stuff. Then you got like Los Cutter, who's like one of the biggest barbers now. But
Facts. Shout out to Los, man. That dude is amazing.
Then there was a bunch of barbers that was doing portrait haircut designs, tribal work. You know what I'm saying? These was like barbers that was really showing other barbers what they could be capable of doing.
Right.
It's just now social media has put it out there for the masses to see. So now you see everything. Now you see a bunch of barbers out there that's very talented that could do these intricate designs, clean line work. You know, now everybody's really trying to specialize in doing a lot of hair art and a lot of hair coloring. But it's always been like that. It's been like that for a long time. It's just that social media has really brought it to the forefront where you could really pay attention to it. And those barbers did. Like, shout out to my man Black Razor.
Facts.
He was one of the original guys that I've learned from. Mm-hmm. That's Tony Touch from Queens, New York. Tony Touch was one of those old, I could say old school barbers because he was even old school then. But this man, he's the reason why I can do two clients at one time. Where I got a client that's letting a beard dye set while I'm jumping to the next client because I seen him do it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him put in some work where he doing some designs that's crazy and he doing coloring.
Facts.
So we seen all of these things then when a lot of people didn't see it. Now you see it on social media all day, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is really showing it. But I just wanted you guys to understand that what we see now is magnified because of social media and because everybody's showing it. But they've been doing this for a long time.
And they have. However, I would say the generation now is beyond its years. The things that that they're doing now are beyond their years.
Yeah.
And there's no way. And these people and a lot of customers don't realize, to them, they're looking at us cutting hair as like, oh, it's, you know, they're just cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? You can just 1-2 chop and be done with it. And that's not the case, bro. A pair of the basic clippers that you want for your hair, we don't just put normal clippers on your head. It's not clippers we can just go on Amazon, and you can.
Yeah.
There's some good cheap clippers. Don't get it confused.
Oh, yeah.
It's some fire cheap clippers.
Yeah, we gonna get it.
But we as clippers, man, that we spend a lot of money on.
$250, $300.
Like $250, $300, man. I got Babyliss clippers that I've sold that were just for the clipper were $400. You know, and you have to entice that, bro. You gotta, when you talk about all the products we use, the dye, the Beijing that y'all want, the fibers y'all want, the razors, everything that y'all want, we have to pay for those things. It's not like we have a company sponsoring us. It's not like we get it for free, or we can just go in the store and say, hey, I'm a barber. I got a license. Can I get those clippers? It don't work like that.
I mean, I get that, right? So let's piggyback on what you were saying about the celebrity barber. But before we get into the prices, right? The celebrity barber, at first, because the term has been getting misconstrued.
It very does. I agree.
The celebrity barber was the barber that cut celebrities.
Facts.
Years later, the barber is the celebrity. The barber is more important than the artist.
Really?
Right?
Honestly, yeah.
Because, the celebrity may have a big following, but the barber is who's being sought after.
Facts.
A lot now. You know, there's people that would travel to go see that barber. There's people that will drive 8 hours to see that barber to get a cut just because of hoping that, one, they're going to get a good cut. Two, that he's going to put them on their social media, and then that would get them clout, right? So that's one aspect of the celebrity barber. But when you were speaking about the barbers that cut these athletes and these entertainers and they getting money, let's not forget that entertainment is a business.
It's very, very
basketball
much.
is entertainment also. And when these people are getting a haircut service, they are paying and they should be paying with a card to have some kind of paper trail. But if they smart, they put it on their taxes. Nothing is done just to do it.
Yeah.
But they paying these $300,000. They have to spend a whole bunch of money because they got to balance their books out if they doing their taxes properly, right? So let's not think, oh, that this person's paying $300, $400, $500 for a haircut. It's business.
Yeah.
He's putting that in his appearance, his appearance allowance for the duration of the year.
And
you know what I'm saying?
and I agree because I have a client. He's in real estate and he travels all over. And he comes to me and gets a clean shave, hot towels, but he'll give me like $150, $200. But he tells me like I write these off
Of
like because
course.
I travel.
You should
You
be.
know what I'm saying? So I have to look the part. You know what I'm saying? And we get, especially in here in our barbershop, we get a lot of high end like people like Derek. You know what I'm saying? People like
he come
Ed,
every week.
Every week. And you people like Ed.
Yep.
We get detectives in here. We
Yep.
get people that work at Tyler Perry Studios. We get a lot of people, and those are high end clients who don't mind paying it. But even if we didn't charge, and to me it's more of the ones that are just like, man, $40 for a haircut and stuff like that. Man, that's kind of steep, man, for a haircut. I said, so in my opinion is, so discredit me of my time and my art and my technique. I don't go to your job and say, man, $30 for a shrimp plate.
I mean, but
You know what I'm saying? Like
look at
you
food,
got
because food is super expensive now.
facts. So
But
it's
people
like
don't complain about that.
People don't complain about it though. I might go to your car. I might say, man, boy, I need some new tires for my truck. You might own a tire shop.
Yeah.
And then you want to charge $600-$700 for a per tire, and then I'm like, dang, bro, that's kind of steep for a tire. And then when I leave, now you're upset because, man, what you think, man? Like these tires ain't cheap. The economy going up, man. You gotta pay. How you think we feel as barbers? My thing is, if you get to the point in life, and not to knock anybody because we all have been there, we all have been down, we all have been there. Then if you can't afford between a $20 to $40 haircut, to me, in my eye, you might want to rethink what you're doing in life.
I mean, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that.
Every 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm giving is $40 a day on every 2 to 3 weeks. If it's 4 weeks in a month,
Yeah.
and I'm only getting my haircut every 2 to 3 weeks, 3 at the most, that's $40 a month.
Yeah. I mean,
Out of 31 days.
I look at it like this, right? You got clientele that's going to fit that barber, and that barber is going to fit the clientele. So you got barbers out there that's still charging $25, $30 a haircut. Barbers in New York are still charging that. I mean,
Facts.
I've looked at the prices. Georgia, the prices, the standard prices of haircuts that now in Georgia is $40. The standard prices in Queens, New York, where I'm from, is $35. From what I've seen, there's still barbers that's not charging what they should be. And that goes with them not having the confidence in their service.
So do you think now that brings up a question now? So because even we get like that sometimes where we'll be like, okay, we'll go get a $25 haircut.
Yeah.
But I've seen some people that charge $40.
Oh, we're gonna get into that too.
I've seen people that charge $40.
It
ain't a $40 haircut.
Yeah, but again, everything ties into your expertise, how much love you got for your craft.
Facts.
And there's just people out there, there's professionals out there, let's just call them professionals, that just don't know. They just don't know that they so a lot of these barbers that's in the barber shop, you have competition, right?
Absolutely.
So you're able to be around other barbers inside the shop. You may have one barber that's very talented, that's very skillful, that does everything perfect. And then you have barbers that's, there's always going to be a weak link.
Yeah.
So, but if you trying to, sharpen steel. So
Right.
you may be like me. At one time, I was the weakest link in the barbershop.
Facts.
I still have all my photos and stuff like that to go back to look at. I knew I was the weakest link because I was just starting out.
Right.
So I couldn't be like, yo, I'm that dude. No, I had to sit down and really pay attention and see what my weaknesses are and what and how can I improve and get like Marvin Marv. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who was so, but there's barbers out there that don't go for continuing education, that don't go to hair shows,
At all.
that's not really asking the OG in the barbershop. You know, how do you get that line out? Like, you know, how you get your line so crispy? Like, these are the things that you really got to ask. Now with social media, a lot of information is out there. That's why we have so many barbers now. But you have to be able to pay attention to like really focus on the things that's going on and really see what your weaknesses are. And a lot of these barbers, especially these salon suite barbers,
Boy.
because you're alone and you in your suite. I believe this because I've had the liberty to go into suites to get my hair cut by barbers that got these suites. And you think that a barber that's in a suite has a better has an advantage because he has his own private space.
Facts.
But that's not true. There's some trash ass niggas out there that got a suite.
Me personally, I don't feel like you should be in a suite until you've reached that point in your career where I can say I've truly grown. But me, I would rather be in a barbershop for as long as I can because me personally, I like being challenged. So I feel like I learn my best from other people. And I don't like Josh. I've been in the game longer than Josh has, and I've taken stuff from Josh, and I've been like, that's pretty cool, man. I might need to try that, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? I've taken stuff from you. I've taken stuff from Jared. I've taken stuff from everybody because I feel like it helps you grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like once you get into a salon suite, that's your way of saying you've hit that ceiling. Not to say you're better than anybody, but you're that barber now that can say, I got the clientele, I know what I'm doing, and I've really hit that pinnacle in my life where I can be in my own space. And most of the time, it's barbers that have those high-end clients that prefer to be in that profession, or they just have the money. To be on their own, and they'd rather not own a barbershop.
That's how it started, but that's not how it's going because you got student barbers that got
and that's so bad
because they just feel again social media really it sets the path for everything. So I've seen student barbers that's still in barber school and they go and they get a salon suite. Just because they want to be on their own time, like they want to be in their own space, and I get it. There's a lot of people that's antisocial, that's really not into having a lot of things going on around them. But you're doing yourself a disservice by stepping into that space. One, the people that own the salon suites don't care if you're going to be able to stay there or not.
No, they just want their money.
The
owner don't even talk to you.
Most of the time,
most of the time you don't even know who the owner is.
It's a fact. It's a fact because they have a salon suite manager. So you get into these suites and rent may be $150 to $200 to $300 depending on how high end the salon suite establishments are. Because I've seen some that start at $100, that start at $150, that go all the way to $325, and you have to have a clientele for that because
you have to.
The majority of the time people go to a salon suite to get serviced by the person that they already know. It's not a lot of walk-in traffic.
There's no walk-ins at a salon suite.
You got to be already solidified having a clientele.
And that's another thing I was going to bring up. Like, when you're in the salon suite, when you ride, like if I'm riding past, all I see is a building, and I don't even know it's a salon. Sometimes you don't even know it's a suite.
Nope.
You just ride past and you see like, luxury studios, and most people, they probably think, that's a photography studio or something, until you open the door and it's a hallway wrapped around and there's a bunch of suites inside of it. But there's no walk-ins that people that just randomly is going to walk in. And if you're going to go in the suite, you have to kill social media. You have to advertise yourself. You have to go to shows. You have to go to classes, because how are you going to build your clientele? You got to do a lot of footwork. And the footwork is your footwork and your marketing schemes and everything is going to determine how you are if you're in the salon suite. Like me, I have great clientele. I feel like I can, but I don't feel like, me personally, I'm ready for a salon suite. Not because of the money, that definitely ain't it. But it's because I still feel like I want to learn, and there's more I need to learn before I go out on my own.
Facts.
And I can withstand, I can have it, But to me, it's nothing like being in a barbershop with a group of guys or even women that we share similar. We can be in here laughing, joking. I can have a bad day. And I could walk in this shop, bro, and I forgot what I was even mad about. I forgot what I'm even going through.
Yep.
And it feels good, bro, when I can see my fellow brothers cut, and I'll be like, man, that's amazing.
And
That's amazing,
the fellowship and the fellowship that you have when you're in a side of a barbershop. You got a bunch of barbers and everybody come together. Like we normally go out to have lunch from time to time.
Facts.
I never got none of that stuff in my old shop. It was like dudes come in, they go to work, they get they shot, they get they cutting on,
and they
go about their business. But you will be lucky to find an establishment like what we got here at Smoke and Mirrors, where we come together, we focus on each other, we talk about each other, like we want to know how the family doing.
Facts.
The majority of the time it ain't like that. A lot of the time there's a lot of animosity within the barbershop. People don't know how to address their problems, and you don't feel like it's a group.
You feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this, and like I said, you know what I'm saying, it's so much to when it comes to pricing and stuff like that, and and then if you're gonna go in salon suite, dude, there's no way you can keep charging $20 to $30 haircuts. Being in a suite, there's no way, because the average booth rent, and correct me if I'm wrong, the average booth rent probably is like between 100 and 175.
Average, yeah.
Average. You go in a salon suite, that 220?
It depends. I mean,
you like 200 plus.
You got some like Phoenix salon suites or like Mimosa. Those are like the cheaper ones.
Yeah,
you got the Rimini salon suites a little bit more higher end. That's owned by who is Snoop, who does a whole bunch of franchising down here in Georgia. So I know that they normally start like around 175, but you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for.
You got some spots you're not gonna have a waiting area. You're not gonna have keyless entry. You're not gonna have 24-hour access. So you paying for those kind of amenities where you got parking. You got to worry about those things.
Like Reggie Suite. Reggie Suite is beautiful. Yeah. Like I like the whole, when you walk in there, it feels like a high end. Like smells great. No writing on the walls. No door. Everybody's door is nice. Then when you look left and right, everybody's salon is laid. Yep. It's nice. You know what I'm saying? But where I used to get my hair braided at on Old National.
No, that's the hood.
And stuff. It's the hood. So when you walk in that salon suite, it's stuff thrown together. It's the ceiling. Like, you can literally hear what's going on.
Cheap.
Like, it's nothing covering that person. So it's like it's like cubicles.
Yeah.
It's not really a suite. Because
they build it out
the ceiling is open. Even if you close the door, I can still hear what everybody's saying.
That ain't right.
So you gotta understand, bro. You get what you pay for.
And that's the same thing with haircuts.
That's with haircuts.
Yep.
Because I can charge $40 and you're gonna get a $40 plus haircut. Mm-hmm. And that's just us. Like,
that's him.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just him.
You're going, hey, listen, you gonna get a $40 plus haircut.
Now listen, when you say this, right? Because as soon as you said that, I think about there's barbers out there that charge for every little thing like it's not a la carte.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, some barbers do OD, bro.
They do OD.
They do OD,
they
bro.
$5, like, I was
an extra $5 for a razor.
For everything. Razor $5, enhancement $5.
An extra $10 for enhancement.
Sponge your hair
$5. I'm like, bro, that ain't a part of the haircut?
It should be. See, that's my problem, right? Because one, I'm a type of person. Let me not even say barber. I'm a type of person. I believe that haircut shouldn't be over a certain price. Do I believe haircut should be $100 in the barbershop? No. I believe that a standard, the maximum, the max price at a haircut. We're not talking about shear work. We talk about a regular fade with beard work.
A simple little ball fade.
A simple haircut.
Yeah.
Should be no more than $55.
And see, that's how I feel. I feel like 55.
I thought you were gonna say something different.
Nah, see, I feel like 55 is capped out.
Okay.
Like, but when I go to like me, eventually one day I will have a salon suite, or I might just get me a barbershop where I don't work in, and I just want to own it.
Yeah.
But me, if I'm in a salon suite, I lie to you not, I'm probably going to charge like 80.
Okay, but why?
But because one, I would be at that point in my career where I've paid my dues already, and I've been at that point. And depending on me, I'm not going to no like hole in the wall salon suite. I'm going to go to something that's upscaled, that's around businesses that are upscale, because you never know who might walk in here. I might be next to a law office or a real estate office. They look on my window. It's like, hey man, this is a barbershop. I can come here, conduct business, and go right across the way, get a haircut.
So it's the convenience.
It's the convenience. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta.
What would you do to make it be $80 though? Because I'm curious.
But see, now me with $80, now I have to upgrade my way of cutting. Like now I have the basic way of cutting.
Like what?
So now, like me, I'm always going to do, like, let's say I'm doing a ball fade. So I'm always going to do the ball fade. I'm going to, lay it down with the mousse. I'm going to do your razor edge. I'm going to do all of that good stuff.
That ain't basic.
But see, to me it is.
That ain't basic.
But now when I go to the salon suite, now I'm going to do all of the snacks, complimentary water snacks. You would like any snacks or anything. The music is going to be different. The environment is going to be different. Steamer, hot towels treatment with every haircut. Now I have to really dig deep into myself. You know what I'm saying? Pause. I have to really, enhance myself and be more of a upscale barber.
Hold on for a second. We're going to definitely take a break real quick, but we're going to definitely really get into full detail as far as why you're going to be charging $8 in the suite. But lock in with this commercial break real quick, and we come right back. Yeah. Smoke and Mirrors Barbershop, 4988 Bill Gardner Parkway, Locust Grove, Georgia. This barbershop provides high-quality grooming services with a welcoming atmosphere. This is the only shop you need to be visiting anytime you're in Locust Grove, Georgia, right next to Tenga Outlet and Ingles Parking Lot. Again, 4988 Bill Gardner Parkway, licensed skilled barbers at their best. So listen, man, we are back. Swole was definitely breaking down what would he be doing to be charging a price of $80 in his luxury salon suite when he get one. So yeah, let's just continue with that.
So like I said, man, that's how I would be, if you're gonna go out on your own and you're gonna upgrade. I feel like there's steps to barbering. You come in as the rookie. You come in as the rookie, you're learning, you're like a sponge. You're learning, you're soaking up. You get to that point where now I can wring that sponge out a little bit. You wring that sponge out. Now I'm wringing that sponge out. Slowly but surely, I'm wringing it out. Now, that sponge is all old and teared away. Now it's time for me to step into a new sponge. Now I've reached the veteran status. So now I've reached veteran status, and I'm growing. I've reached from veteran. Now I've reached teacher status. Now I've gone to teacher status. Now, after teachering, now I've gone to business, to ownering. So it steps to that. And if you don't grow as you go along, then what are you doing? You don't want to stay plateaued and keep doing the same things. Even with us in the shop, every time we have grown and cut, like me personally, I look for new things to add to a service, and clients like it. And sometimes I try new things, and they'll be like, man, you ain't never did this one before, man. I kind of like the way that feel, man. I kind of like, even with my trimmers and taking them down some and figuring out certain ways, and like, oh, man, wait. Oh, I like how this bursts into this. So you learn as you go. You know what I'm saying? And me, I look at salon suites and people that have their own space, bro, you have to upgrade. You can't still be charging $40, $35.
But there's barbers out there that's still doing it though.
And they still doing it. And salute to them.
Hell no.
I mean,
salute to them. Fuck that. Y'all niggas need to step y'all shit up, because you know why? He just said that that you had to step up your services. When you a salon suite owner, you are different than a regular barber in a barbershop, because this is private. This is more intimate, right?
Yes.
Now, yeah,
it's like a one-on-one session.
There are barbers that's in the barber shops that do all of that high end stuff.
Yes,
like me, I do the hot towel, the steam, the face mask, a full service experience. And my full
Facts.
service experience is $80. When I go get a haircut, I be afraid of some people price points because I look at their work, and then I try to look at their videos online to see how they go about doing
what they're doing,
and then I say, is it worth it? There's a lot of smoke and mirrors, no pun intended, but there's a lot of times where these barbers are just painting. There's no cutting at all.
There's none.
And this is my problem because these barbers are charging the price that they feel like they should be charging, but the haircut is not even lasting 2-3 days.
Man.
So why should these barbers that's half-assed? And I blame, there's a lot of things I blame. One, I blame the barber schools. For those that's going to barber school, coming out of barber school, and they don't know what the fuck they doing. That's one. I blame social media because social media has shown that all you got to do is use a pencil, use some hairline enhancement, and then now these Spanish barbers is using foundation, and they're not even blending.
They're not even blending. They're just.
So this is the game that we're in.
It's crazy,
right?
bro.
But see, I take pride into cutting.
Facts.
One, I gotta make sure that my line is in because I can line you up and then wash your hair and that line is still there. There's people that can't say that they could do that. So I get stressed out when I see barbers. I've been to barbers, Georgia and in New York, that I've paid money and my haircut don't last the next day. It don't last. And I'm like, this is not barbering. You see, this is why I say that there's a barber, there's barbers and there's hair cutters.
Yeah.
A lot of hair cutters out there. We barbers. We understand the history of barbering. We know the vernacular of barbering. We know barbering at its best. A lot of these niggas that got a barber jacket on and got a pair of clippers and trimmers in their hand are not barbers.
They're not.
And I'm gonna be the type of person that's gonna say it.
I'm gonna tell you.
Niggas is trash.
And the dudes that and what you said with looking up on social media, you look on social media and these people come and sit in our chairs and they're like, hey man, can you do this?
They want that.
And I am the barber that quick to tell you, first of all,
I know what you're saying.
first and foremost,
You can't get
let's
that.
get this out the way. First and foremost, you don't have that hair color texture. You don't have that hair texture. That's one. Number two, these are high-end barbers and not personally like 360. And not to say whatever with him, but you got to understand, bro, these dudes are using high quality cameras.
Yep.
They go put it in their computer. So any detail that they see is wrong, they're editing it.
These pictures, not saying that Jeezy do it.
Not saying that Jeezy do it, but I'm saying just using him as an example. A barber. You got people that post pictures, and you can literally, if you are a real barber, you can look and tell, bro, this picture is edited.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
This picture is heavily edited, and I don't care how much, and this is to you Beijing barbers, bro. I don't care how much you paint somebody's head, bro. It comes off. It's gonna come off. If you can't properly do a haircut without enhancements, I don't consider you a barber.
Facts.
I don't.
Now,
I don't care how you feel.
How about this? Hold on. I want you guys to start paying attention to when these barbers is cutting online and they do the before and they do the after. The majority of these customers are their customers that's returning. And I look at the new growth before the blend. And you can tell if you got the eye, and most people could just see you can see the variation of if the blend grew out properly or if it didn't. And we're going to see that blend didn't do its job.
It didn't.
So I want you guys out there, just people that just like to look at other barbers' work. Not barbers, but I mean, you could be a barber or just a regular person, but a person that just look at other barbers' work online and pay attention to the client before they get the haircut and look at that before and look at the after. And just know that the majority of these barbers, these are their returning clients. And the fluff that they giving is not a good cut.
Facts.
It's not a good cut, bro.
And like the barber school I went to in Texas, you weren't allowed to use enhancements at all. Like they would literally send you home. Like our both instructor Lane and Smitty, if they seen it on your station, you couldn't even put it on your station.
Like that's good.
They would literally send you home. Like they hated the enhancements. They like whenever you graduate, you can do whatever you want to do. But while you're here, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to. And there's nothing wrong with using it. Don't get me confused.
Do they let them use it like? Let's say you got to do 1,500 hours. Let's say at the 1,200 mark, the 1,300.
No, not at all.
I mean, I think that they should be teaching them that, like almost at the end of your.
And see, that's how I feel. And like me going to Scales taught us how to use it and how not to.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of clients that don't need it.
They don't.
If you know how to properly give somebody a shadow fade, a ball fade, a mid fade, whatever taper or whatever, you really don't need it. Mm-hmm. Like it's plenty stuff you can do that you don't need enhancements. And then you got to think, yeah, the generation is changing, but there are a lot of older generation that don't like that stuff, bro. And I have my clients that I know grab the enhancements. I got my clients that I know you don't have to.
Yep.
And you can give them the same TLC. But you'll never know that because these barbers, a lot of these young guys, they look on social media and they see these barbers and they sell them this whole dream and everything. And I'm like, dude, you have to have that eye to look and be like, bro, no. Because these are barbers, like, you got to think, too, as a customer, they're sitting in the chair. Once they're done, they're looking in the mirror, and they're like, oh, my God, this is so fire.
Yep.
And this is that. They don't know what a proper fade is. They don't know how it's really supposed. All they know is this man made me look like this picture.
Yeah.
They don't know what it took to get there. They feel them clippers moving. They see that hair getting sheared. So all they feel is like, oh, yeah, he know what he doing.
Now, let's elaborate on that, because if you a professional client.
Facts.
Because there's people out there that, like me, when I get my hair cut, I can feel if the barber know what he doing.
Facts.
I can feel if that blend is going to come out right.
Absolute facts.
I could feel if he knows what he's doing with the trimmer. There's times where when I sit in the barber chair, my nerves is on 100.
Fact, especially if I don't know you.
Because I'm nervous of what you're going to do and how it's going to come out. Even if you show me your work, still, if this is your first time cutting me, like I had went and got a cut like 2 weeks ago, and I was in the city and I saw one of my dudes, he do mobile, and I was like, you know what, let me just give him a shot, you know, because I was already over there, and when we was chopping it up while I'm getting a cut, but the whole time, I knew that it was going to be a good cut. So when he gave me the mirror, I said, bro, I don't even need the mirror. I feel it, and I know it's good. Of course, I checked afterwards.
Yeah, but of course, you gonna check.
The fact is, I felt that his trimmers wasn't biting. It felt like his blade was gliding. You feel like pause. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But the blade felt like it was doing its job. The blend felt like it was going to be right, and the conversation was good. So I knew that the overall look was going to be there.
Facts.
There's times when barbers is fumbling, they looking for stuff. Stuff is like, you know, cutting hair is a production.
Yes.
For those of you out there that don't know, people are watching you. When your station is your stage.
Yes.
And even other people, barber clients or the people that sit in the waiting room are watching you. They're gonna look and see what you're doing. They pay attention to everybody.
There's people that the other people are getting cut and they're still
and
watching.
They paying attention. Because
just in case.
My barber may not be here one day.
Facts.
So I gotta make sure that homeboy over there look like he know what he's doing with them clippers. So it's a production. Like I tell all barbers, I say when you put that barber jacket on and you standing behind that chair, you're giving a service, it's a production, and you gotta make sure that your production is on point. So you gotta practice.
You got to.
It's practice for the big show, and every time you got a client in your chair, it's a big show. That's the way I go about things. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be fumbling. Yeah, there's times where we be moving around so fast and we drop a guard in a place of your station where you can't find it because you're moving so quickly. But it's a production, and I'm learning that to where I picked it up from is where I put it back, because time is important. Like how we look at these barbers now on social media to talk about how they do 30 haircuts in like 12 hours. And you say, how are they able to cut these many clients in a certain amount of time? The system.
Yeah.
Their production. Well, I mean, I'm not even talking about the sanitation part. I'm just talking about how can you do a whole haircut in 15 minutes when you only got maybe like 3 tools, and how you able to do it efficiently, because your production, you have practice for the big show to the point where you got it down pat. And I look at these people on social media for that. Like, okay, how is he doing it? And then I do my research, and then I'm looking at the steps that he's doing because they're not showing you everything.
Facts.
But every time you stand behind your chair, it's a production, and a lot of these barbers out there is not producing how they supposed to, but they want that price. So it goes back full circle of yesterday's price is not today's price, but the reason why the prices are what they are. Now we could get into why the prices is higher, and that's because the clippers are more expensive.
The clippers are
The
more.
buffering is more
The buffering is more.
Everything we buy is more expensive.
And everything we do, everything we do as an art is more expensive.
Yeah.
Like when you go to like an NFL game or NBA game, you're not only going to see LeBron. You're paying for the experience.
Yep.
When you go to a concert, you're paying for the experience. Think about it, bro. I'm going to a concert to see a regular T.I. I can see the same dude walking in Lennox, and I'm going to see him perform. I'm paying about what, $300-$400 a seat. I'm not going just to see T.I. I'm going for this experience to see how it is. A lot of times you go to restaurants, like you go to Nouveau, you go to Fins and Feathers, you go to VVS, you go to these restaurants that you seen on TikTok because you see the experience of it. People go to the zoo for the experience. You're coming here for the experience. So that's what you're going to pay for. Now, it's unfortunate that y'all go to people who charge these prices and you don't get that experience.
Facts.
So
that's it.
That's unfortunate, but don't make the people that give you the experience and give you exactly what you want, don't make us pay for it.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that it is the first time client that come into the barbershop and say, yo, how much the prices is, and then say, oh, wow, that's expensive. Do you think it's those people that have the complaint, or is it the client that's been there numerous times already and they still complain?
It's with me is this. It's of course it's always going to be the new ones.
Okay.
The new ones are going to have the complaint because they don't know you, and I look at it from both sides.
Okay.
They doing that because one, they don't know you. Two, they're nervous. They probably already been to barbers that have messed them up, and now they're tired of spending all of this money and not getting what they want. So I get that side of it.
Okay. Yeah.
But they don't understand how offensive that is to walk in the shop and want a service, and then you turn around and say 40. Oh man, that's too expensive. Do you know how offensive that is to somebody? That's like me going when I had dreads. That's like me going to somebody that does locks, and I'm doing a consultation with you, and I'm like 180. I'm like, nah, that's way too much for 180 for just to retwist my stuff. Like you tripping. That's disrespectful, bro. But then the regulars, they get to the point where they have gotten, like when we was doing 35, they got comfortable at the 35. Then when you shoot up and go $5 more, now they complain, but they don't realize they've gotten spoiled because when they get in the chair, they want to show up late. They want to come late. They want to come when they want to. Then they don't want to set appointments, or they expect you to bend and break where you don't have nothing left. Man, come on, man. I know you can squeeze me in. Then when you say I can squeeze you in, you still come late, or you want all of these. Hey, man, you think you giving the mirror knowing you're already backed up? Hey, man, you think you can do this for me, or can you add this? Can you add that? Yo. But you just said $40 is too steep.
Yeah.
But you want a $40 experience.
You
have to make it make sense.
You want a $100 experience.
Exactly. You're really asking for a $100 experience, but you want this type of treatment. You only want to pay me $40, and then you pay me $40. Don't tip. That's the one thing that it irks my soul. Because you paying $40. You don't tip, because I don't even like going to restaurants. Like me, I'm big on going to restaurants with people that tip. I hate going to restaurants and somebody don't tip. I will get so mad because this person, and I tip you based on how you waitressed or waitered, how you did. But it's people that won't tip at all. And I've seen people that sat next to me and had the same waiter I had, and that waiter has been on point, and will get up, leave, and don't tip them. And I'm just like, are you serious? You know, this person just went all out for you, did this and did that, but you don't tip. But then when you hit me and say, "Hey man, can you fit me?" and I say no, you're upset.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't make sense.
yeah. I mean, but it's there. Again, there's different clientele for different people, and I see myself as I used to be the barber that I don't let no money walk out the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, I've always been taught on that system, and there was a situation that occurred not too long ago when a customer came into the shop, and the guy was like, "Oh, he only got," I think he said he only had 25,
Facts.
and he was like, "Well, you know, but the price is 40," and he still got cut. He came in, he said, "Yo, you know, blah, 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 the price is too high. Damn, that's a lot of money." And then I said, "Well, you know, this and that." And he went back and he went to the car and came back and said, you know what, I got you, bro. And he paid the $40. Well, his father paid the $40. And he loved the haircut.
Facts.
So people are going to say, "Oh, the price is too much," or "That's too expensive," but with the result that you're going to get is going to
be worth
okay,
the money.
I'm a believer. So there's times where I've had to take a short because some people just don't got it. You know what I'm saying? And if we have a conversation front, I don't like customers that come in and then they get a cut and be like, "Oh, you know, I only got." And we on a trust system when it comes to the barbershop.
Facts.
There's some barbershops that get paid up front, and there's some you get paid after your service, which is weird. I don't know how this started or whatever. Even nail techs and makeup artists, everybody get paid afterwards.
So do you feel like us barbers, nail techs, and Cosmo, we should get paid beforehand?
I believe that if you provide a service, you should be getting paid beforehand. Because there's a lot of people out there now that's just short. So even spa places, there's some places that take money up front.
Facts.
You got to pay before you get your waxing. You got to pay before you get your
service. Yeah.
So I don't know when this occurred. If it's from the beginning of time that we provided a service and then we get paid. But I prefer to get compensated beforehand. I got clients that pay me before they sit in the chair, which I love that because you just getting out the way.
Yeah, I got clients that do it. They'll send me their money before they even come to their appointment.
But it's hard to now convert that because everybody knows that system of
now me when I go in the salon suite, you're definitely paying before.
Really?
I cut you. Oh, you.
I mean,
most definitely when I go in the
deposit.
salon suite and I'm private, you will pay before, or at least you're going to pay half of it before your appointment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because at that point, I don't have time to sit there and you know what I'm saying. I got high end clients. I don't have time to. One, when you're in my suite, it's just going to be you at that point. It's not going to be a waiting room. You're going to either have to wait outside or because at that moment, because I'm going to get an estheticianist too. So I'm going to be either doing a female cut. She might want a massage. She might want a facial and stuff. And it's going to be a mood set. And I don't think she wants you in here while she's getting a wax or anything like that. Of course. So, and that's what I'm saying. Your prices are going to go up, but people have to understand us as barbers, we're regular people. We have families. We have mortgages. We have cardinals. We have obligations as well as you do. So don't just sit there and look at it as, oh, he's just a barber. No, I'm not just a barber. I'm a professional. I'm a professional, and I grinded to be here, and this is how I feed my family. So don't shortchange me for my upcomings and my struggles and what it took for me to get here. Don't feel like you can put a price on me because there's not a price on Swole. There's not a price on me.
I appreciate that.
You can't put a price on my craft. You can't put a price on my legacy. You're not going to, and I'm not going to let you.
Okay.
You know, so
he talking spice.
A lot of the OG barbers, I thank them for what you guys have done. I thank you for paving the way for me. I thank you for showing me. The newer generation, I salute you for extending the art of being a barber. But yesterday's price is not today's price. And if you want a $5 haircut, there are $5 shops that you can go to.
Go that way.
But you will never see me. First of all, I'm not even turning my clippers on for $5.
No, sir.
You can look at them.
I'll do your mustache.
I ain't even doing that. I might look at it.
I did a mustache for $5.
I might let you.
It may not be even.
I might let you sit down and drape you and take it off.
That's it. Like like in what's the Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America, when he sat in a chair and cut off his soul patch and said that'd be $8.
Just make it nice
like
and
that.
just make it nice and neat.
So yeah, man. You know, hopefully we really broke it down. I think we broke it down a little bit as far as why the prices. Of course, we didn't really get into the whole cost of clippers and stuff like that. But let me just break it down. Clippers is way more. Clippers used to start at $90. Now they at
Ain't
$200,
that no more.
$250. Booth rent started at like $75 to $100. Now coming off the bat, you could be at $200, $300. You know, going to these hair shows used to be a $20 entry fee. Now it's $50, $60 entry fees. Traveling. So when it comes to the barber industry or just the beauty industry, in a whole, everything is more expensive.
Facts.
Clipper sprays is more expensive. Alcohol costs more money. Paper towels. Now we use black gloves. You know, the majority of us use masks. All of these things have to be accounted for, and this is the reason why a haircut that used to be $20 is now $50. The cost of living is different. The amount that we spend on the professional tools and instruments that we use is more. So don't get mad at us because we go up. Respect what we do and
Facts.
respect the fact that you're going to get a great overall experience. And you'll be happy with that. So
Facts.
I go by the name of Terror the Barber.
It's your boy Swole, man. The Bartiste is in the building.
Yes, sir. And this is Razor Sharp Podcast. And we will see you guys next week.
You dig?
Here we out. Peace.